Imagine your phone automatically organizing your entire life using the combined power of the world's biggest tech rivals without ever storing a single byte of your data. That's the promise, and honestly, the mystery of the new Apple Foundation model, or AFM. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how Apple is completely re-engineering the artificial intelligence landscape by joining forces with companies you typically consider their fiercest competitors.
But right out of the gate, we're hit with a massive question. Why is a $4 trillion giant like Apple allegedly licensing AI capabilities for upwards of $1 billion USD instead of just building the whole thing entirely from scratch? It's wild, right? Observers in the tech community have definitely noted this massive financial pivot. I mean, Apple, a company famous for its closed-off walled garden and building everything in-house, is actively choosing to rent and collaborate on external AI infrastructure.
So let's dive right into this. The answer to that billion-dollar question actually lies in a massive fundamental constraint. Think about it. How does Apple win the AI race when their entire brand identity is built on not harvesting your personal data? Usually, to train an AI, you need absolute oceans of data. But Apple's strict privacy rules mean they just don't have those massive repositories of user data that their competitors have sitting around. To solve this pretty huge dilemma, they've initiated a truly unprecedented collaboration with Google and Nvidia. Let's look at exactly how they're pulling this off.
Section 1. Pocket brains versus supercomputers. This brings us to a brilliant dual-pronged hybrid strategy.
Notice the really clear division of labor here. On the left, we've got on-device AI. You can think of this as a highly trained, incredibly fast pocket assistant that lives entirely inside your phone or your Mac. It literally requires no internet connection and handles your everyday tasks instantly. But when you ask that pocket assistant to do something extremely complicated, like analyzing a massive multi-page document or generating a highly complex image, it just doesn't have the muscle. That is when it silently tags in the cloud AI over on the right. This is the massive remote supercomputer built for the absolute heavy lifting.
Section 2. The privacy compute shield.
The crucial question is, the moment your pocket assistant needs to send your personal request up to that remote supercomputer, how do you keep your data safe? Well, Apple's solution is Private Cloud Compute, or PCC for short. When you send the complex request, it leaves your device and goes straight to Apple's secure cloud. The AI processes the data and generates your answer. But the next step is where the real magic happens. The data is instantly and permanently destroyed. It's like a highly secure digital shredder. The cloud reads your data, hands you the answer, and then immediately shreds the paper. Boom, gone. There are 0 logs capped, and absolutely none of your data is saved to train future AI models. And this is entirely verifiable by third-party researchers, which proves this privacy shield is actually real.
Section 3. Why developers are winning. Because, it isn't just everyday users benefiting from this architecture. Software developers are looking at a massive paradigm shift. Apple is introducing something called the Language Model Protocol. This is an absolute game changer. It gives developers deep, system-level access to integrate AI directly into their apps. And here's the best part for creators. Apple is letting developers call on Apple's cloud models without charging them upfront cloud fees, at least initially. Plus, this protocol acts as an open standard. It lets developers seamlessly swap between Apple's internal models or third-party models like Google's Gemini or Anthropic's Claude, right inside the Apple ecosystem. It completely removes the massive financial and technical friction of building AI apps.
Section 4. The Great Data Debate. Now, an integration of this magnitude definitely hasn't happened without some major public discussion. We really have to look at the massive debate happening right now in the tech community regarding why Apple needed to partner with Google to make this happen in the first place. If we look at the discourse impartially, the lines are pretty clearly drawn. Google possesses a massive advantage. Decades of vast data collection through Search, YouTube, and Android, giving them the perfect fuel to train world-class AI. On the flip side, Apple faces a distinct constraint. Their strict, long-standing privacy stance means they simply do not have that same native data to train a massive AI entirely from scratch. So the community generally notes that this unprecedented alliance is just a necessary, pragmatic bridge. Apple uses Google's robust AI architecture to power its ecosystem while still maintaining its rigid privacy rules for the end user. It perfectly highlights the tension and trade-offs between absolute privacy and raw AI capability.
Section 5. The technical deep dive. Let's get into the mechanics.
For those of you who love the technical architecture, let's look at exactly what's running behind the scenes. See, Apple hasn't just built one model. They've built a scalable family of 5 distinct models. First up, we have AFM Care. This is a 3 billion parameter model running entirely on-device for your basic lightning-fast tasks. Next is AFM Core Advance, which is a much larger on-device model for complex local reasoning. Now, when things get too heavy, it bumps up to the servers with AFM Cloud. But the true heavy hitter here is AFM Cloud Pro. This one operates right on par with models like Gemini Pro, and it's specifically optimized for complex, multi-step agentic workflows where the AI actually has to think logically through a problem. And finally, ADM, or the Apple Diffusion model, handles all the image generation on the servers.
But what's really wild is what powers all of this. It's an unprecedented hardware alliance. For all the local processing, it runs flawlessly on Apple Silicon. You know, the M-series chips inside your Macs and iPads. But up in the cloud, Apple is actually relying on Google's specialized TPUs, or tensor processing units, to handle the massive compute load for text and logic. Furthermore, they're integrating Nvidia GPUs to handle the immense graphical and inference demands in the cloud. It is quite literally a triad of the world's most powerful silicon all working together just to make your iPhone smarter.
And let's look at one of the absolute most fascinating engineering tricks Apple is using for their on-device models to make this work: the difference between dense and sparse models. The basic AFM Care model is what we call dense. It uses all 3 billion parameters at once. But the AFM Core Advanced model is a sparse model. It has a massive total of 20 billion parameters, but at runtime it only activates about 3 to 4 billion of them depending on the specific task. Think of it exactly like a massive Swiss Army knife. You have 20 different tools in your pocket, but you only pull out the exact 3 or 4 blades you need for the job right in front of you. This radical efficiency is exactly how Apple gives you a massive 20 billion parameter brain without instantly draining your phone's battery or melting the processor.
Which really leaves us looking at the big picture. We are witnessing Apple, Google, and Nvidia, 3 distinct, fierce titans of industry, meshing their hardware, software, and data philosophies together. Through private cloud compute and incredibly efficient sparse models, they are proving that you can actually have world-class AI without sacrificing your personal data to the highest bidder. But the real question remains, will this unique triad ultimately force the rest of the tech industry to adopt this strict standard of privacy? Or is this just a temporary bridge in the ongoing AI war? It's a question that is absolutely going to define the future of our digital lives.
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell to the latest update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next video.